Yeah.
Entering the spoiler section. We have so many spoilers
this is
to
more
talk
of
about.
I don't say these as spoiler and like non-spoiler. It's more of recommendation and discussion. And now we open the doors to a discussion.
We've been discussing, but
we'll
discuss further.
But okay. To discuss further, like I was saying,
let's go back into the characters.
No. Wait, let me finish what I was saying.
Okay.
The main part that I find like was part of the show that was totally missing for me was that comedy is it's a middle ground. You can't fall too short, but you can't fall too far. You have to like fall right in the middle.
Yeah, comedy's walking a pretty fine line.
Yeah, it's a tightrope, and you can't go on to either side. And I felt like either their jokes fell too short, but the majority of all the sections in this thing all fell too far, and it kept dragging and dragging and dragging. Like, for example, we go back to the nerd guy that Dawson was talking about, and that part I felt like, okay, you have his initial character, cool. Then you bring him to the part where he's like, okay, like being a really creepy guy with the whole doll thing, and you go, fine, I'm okay with that. And then you go to the part where he gets hit in the head and totally changes his entire personality, and I was enjoying that part. Then they go too far with him, where they reverse his whole entire progression here backwards.
Yeah.
And I thought you were there, and then you backed up, and like that's what I felt like a lot of.
Yeah, I didn't really know what they were even thinking on that part. They're like, let's give him amnesia for a bit. Now let's make it wear off now.
Yeah, that was kind of strange. They could have done something with that, and they didn't really.
I almost felt like that was a parody of something, but I can't say what.
I feel like they just decided, they're like, oh, it'd be funny if we gave him amnesia, and then they gave him amnesia, and they're like, wait, we're not actually going to do anything with this, nor do we have time to do anything with this. How do we get him back in, like, a scene?
So there's probably an arc in the manga, if there was a manga.
Yeah, I don't know what this is an adaptation of.
It's in a manga adaptation that only ran for 2 years, so it shouldn't be that many chapters. Probably, from my guess, probably under 50 chapters.
Yeah, I'm guessing there was like a mini arc with this guy, though.
Wait, 365, 12 months, 36. Okay, probably under...
And then there's 55 weeks in a year, 12 months.
Why did I say 36 weeks in a year? Anyway.
Am I wrong? I thought it was 55.
Anyway. But there's probably less than 150 at the max, less than 100 at the least. So it didn't run for that long, which surprised me when I saw that it got an anime adaptation. Unless the guy knew what he was doing, he wanted to tell a short story, and he did it. He got the job done.
Yeah.
Because not everything has to run for forever.
Yeah. A lot of manga I read doesn't run for more than like 30 to 50 chapters.
Well, that's unfortunate for them. Anyway.
Honestly, it's kind of nice. I can read it and then be done with it.
Honestly, there's parts of the show I'm glad didn't take certain risks. Like, I've been really tired of edgy shit lately. And I swear to God, if that went dark, I would have been really upset.
Oh,
like,
you were
not been happy.
You were hoping for not a 5 centimeter per second ending.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see how we would have gotten that unless they just didn't have the last episode.
Well, if they just didn't, like, if they just never met, like, he read the diary and then he just decided never to, like, go after her, and then she just never decided to leave the mansion to go find him.
Or, like, she disappears out of the hand but then doesn't wake up.
Yeah.
And it's just everyone having to overcome her death. Just like, really?
Yeah, I wanted them to get together in the end. I just wish they would have sped things along.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like a good reunion scene or a good recalling memories scene or something like that. Mm-hmm. But they just spent too long on it.
They didn't do either of those.
Exactly. They took too long getting their characters back together, and in the process of that, the tension just fell flat for me. Mm-hmm. Like, they could have made it a high tension moment.
Yeah.
Or I really could have felt, I don't know, I could have felt something there, and they just didn't take that opportunity well. They didn't do a lot with it.
Dragged.
It's that whole dragging thing where it was like, the thing is, I felt most bad for, like, that girl who sat next to him in class, because I was like,
that was a good scene. I felt.
This is setting up already these two characters, and then you just throw in a thing in that mix only for you to feel bad. And that's what that's the kind of thing that I dislike, is where they purposely throw in something to make you feel bad towards the end because they won't succeed.
Yeah.
Like,
also,
I think the best example of that, where they threw in something like that and then they turned it around, was Yamada from Working, where he comes in and you go, okay, is this a love rival? and then you kind of think about, well, you're setting up this whole story of them, and then he backs away from that spot. And
I don't know. I felt like that, honestly, kind of reminded me of the Amnesia guy, where I felt like they kind of just gave up on that plot halfway through and went, we'll put him on the sidelines. Like, because, okay, what was the thing you got really mad at Nagino? The best girl didn't get her, like, closure at the end. I felt like this was actually giving this character closure.
I don't mind that they gave her closure. I just wish that character never existed.
You gotta fill your world somehow, man.
Yeah, you could have done it.
Would you rather the lolly take up that time space?
No, I'd rather just like
just don't make her so textbook tsundere. Like, there's like a couple, 3 or so different like main versions of a tsundere, and then you can also do other interesting things with them. But she was literally like textbook.
Yeah,
one of the main 3, and I don't know. I found that made her highly uninteresting to me.
I enjoyed her whole, like, I have this plan 3 years in advance thing during the movie, and then it all just fucks up.
Oh, and everything's, like,
That's
planned
right.
perfectly.
I have another plan.
She was just the diligent, earnest tsundere, though. Like, half of them do that. They're like, they plan everything out, but then when it comes to it, they're like, oh, I can't actually face my feelings, so I'm gonna be a little soon for a while.
I'm gonna be a little soon.
Yeah.
like, you know
Since
me.
when are you the variety guy?
I don't...
Dude.
Okay.
Dude,
I
okay.
don't want it by the textbook. I don't think...
In Dawson's defense, you're talking about the dude who appreciates short-haired girls and tsunderes. And for me, I got no feeling from that in this show.
Even though she filled both categories.
She filled both categories. Because the immediacy I saw her, I went, the whole purpose for you is for him to have this other love interest. That's just not going to happen. And it's just going to, like... So it could have, like, a feelsy scene towards the end where they have the closure moment. And I'm just like... you could... They're, like... If they did something different with her character and not a her to be attracted to him, and actually did something more interesting, like, I don't know, go from, like, this person who despises delinquents to become really good friends with him, and go towards that path, I would have appreciated it much better.
Kind of did become just friends at the end.
No, but like
she didn't run off crying. She was just
I know, but and don't build the love interest aspect of it, because that's just setting her up to originally to fail.
Still a better love triangle than Nagi.
I like Nagi better. But regardless of that wasn't...
I'm not talking about the total product. I'm talking about the triangle.
Oh, the triangle, yeah.
No, I prefer the Nagino Asakura triangle than this one.
Why?
Because at least there's one good character in that.
Why?
Yeah, okay.
I enjoyed the main 2, personally.
The main girl, I had a problem with, not because they were very inconsistent with her. Like, when she first shows up, from the beginning, the first time he actually meets her as her hand...
His hand.
His hand, sorry. She basically... Like, they have this whole moment where they do a backstory for her. And she's super shy, and it's like, oh, feel bad backstory. Whoa. I'm not a big backstory sort of dude.
I know.
Yeah, we know this.
No,
I thought she was fucking creepy when they went to her backstory. Dude, I was like,
it's just
does this shit actually happen in Japan?
Even for me, who is the more story driven person out of the the three here?
Well, I like story. I think backstory is often a cheap way of doing story. It doesn't have to be, but in many cases it is. And in this case, it definitely is.
For the person who is more of the backstory, character-driven bunch here, with and also story arcs and stuff like that. More story-heavy here.
Yeah,
is that I just came off of it like, okay, that was average.
Yeah, for me it was just it had her be super shy in her backstory, and in like her dream sequence, which we're gonna go into that in a second, and how weird that whole dream sequence episode was. Yeah, I know.
Okay, by the way, that was the episode. That was like the half of the episode I did not like. I don't know. That's also when I kind of like the nerd guy, because I enjoyed him having like a redeeming quality there.
Yeah. Before we get into that, though,
continuing.
Basically, she was just super shy, and from the first moment we actually meet her, when she's his right hand, she isn't that shy. Like, she straight up confesses right there. And then from that point on in the show, she is constantly
that way.
She's just that happy whatever. And
I think that's the point, though.
See, that's no.
When why do you think she never wants to wake up?
They just don't suddenly change
but
like
it's
that,
not
though.
her. She loses all that... Oh, spoiler corner, yeah. She loses all that memory afterwards. It's like a sprite of her.
No, see, I'd be fine with her going back to that if she slowly changed throughout the show. Mm-hmm. But she didn't slowly change throughout the show. She becomes his right hand, and immediately is a completely different character.
Yeah. The two characters from the actual her and the right hand are two separate characters that, like... She is stagnant the whole time. And the little character development she gets, she loses it because she totally wakes up with amnesia.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of my main issues, is that, okay, you built up all this character development with her, but then, like, it's gone now. It's gone.
I didn't even watch it for the characters, honestly. I just thought it was
what else
good
do you
for the gags,
watch it?
honestly.
The gags.
But even the gags aren't that great.
I enjoyed them.
Some of them I liked. I liked the moment in the movie scene where, she's like touching Midori as his right hand. Ayase is touching her, and he's like, "Ah, shit! How do I deal with this?" And then they show like another hand on top of hers instead, and she's like, "Oh, it's Seiji's hand." And then you look over, and Seiji like grabbed the sleeping dude next to him and put his hand over there. Like that moment made me laugh. That was probably one of my favorite moments of the whole show. I mean, it wasn't a truly amazing moment, but I enjoyed it. So I like that gag.
Also, are colds really that easy to catch in Japan? Oh man, I fell asleep above the covers.
Which one was...
Dude, okay, well, let's go through
all
the moments.
Midori's cold?
All the moments.
She's a fucking hand.
No,
she's tiny.
No, I don't care.
Do you know how fast heat leaves that body?
Seiji's not wearing clothes. He got a cold. She fell asleep on top of the comforter. She got a cold.
Are you really gonna blame this show for that?
When does
No. This is a overarching thing.
They do colds quite a bit.
I was about to say, because this is not the show that does...
Because here you get a cold, and you go, well, damn, I got a cold. Well, I still have to go to school, even though I'm sick. And, like, there it's go, oh man, I have a cold. I could die.
Yeah, he's like, you have a cold? We're gonna take you to the hospital. No, don't take me to the hospital. Oh, it's such a big deal that I'm not taking you to the hospital because I have a little cold. Like, oh, God.
Is colds really that bad in Japan? Is their immune system just that bad?
When you're that small, though, honestly...
I know, but I'm still talking about Japanese colds in general.
But they never mention that. They're never like, oh, you're so small you get colds easily. It's just like, oh, you slept without the covers on. You got a cold.
She's so fucking funny.
She was not wearing a shirt for a couple episodes, and she didn't get a cold.
Perfectly
she
fine.
was wrapped in bandages. It was keep her warm.
Kind of.
Those shirts would not... Okay, here's my issue. Those shirts would be uncomfortable as hell.
Yeah, they
Unless Japan is amazing at knitting tiny shirts, those things would be sucky.
It'd be pretty terrible.
Though, to be fair, I don't think they actually ever bought one for her.
No,
she knitted all them.
No, the creepy dude sent them one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But when they were trying on, I was like, no, that should be so uncomfortable.
Which, going back to that episode, too, it was just like... How many outfits are you gonna try on when there's actually something going on here? It's like literally he's having a conversation. He's having a conversation with the nerd guy as she's trying on different costumes and stuff like that.
I was perfectly fine with that. As much as I had to like suspend so much disbelief for that scene, I thought it was pretty funny just to see her like constantly switching costumes every time he went back to her.
I love how he was not only taking creepy pictures of her, he was like also posting it on the internet.
Yeah.
And he got a revenue from it.
That was a great scene where he's like, oh, that was one of my favorite parts, where he goes, oh, but look at all the followers she's getting. He goes, oh, that's cool. Wait a minute.
It's like, oh, fuck.
Why are you being such a creepy fuck? No, I need to take pictures of her in hiding because that's how you get the best angles.
The one redeemable character that I found myself like okay with and like they didn't go the route I suspected was like the childhood friend guy, where like his route could have went like his story could have went a totally different direction.
Oh, I'm glad he wasn't the emotional little I miss you so much.
Like
I love you.
Like I mean like if they went down like the whole like if he was like an entitled like childhood friend character, I would have been so mad.
Her childhood friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad they didn't go the super over the top
I'm
child.
glad he was supportive, but he was kind of a cuck. And I know that word is overused as hell, but Jesus, like, oh, I really like this girl, so I'm going to help set her up with someone else.
Yeah, I just thought he was bland.
He was bland, but at least he didn't go down the entitled childhood friend route.
See, that's totally what's her name's
I just
brother.
wanted him to be...
Who?
My one hope for that...
Girl. We were just
Yamada's
talking about...
brother?
Yeah, Yamada's brother. That's the closest
Yamada.
comparison you can make.
But he was never like, I'm entitled to this.
No. I'm saying with his actual character. Because he liked the main girl, too. And then he let her go. And...
See, that's the thing.
I didn't like that
I
as
wanted
much.
him to not like her. I wanted him to be
that would have been a better route.
her childhood friend who was worried about her.
Yeah. Basically,
Because they
take out the two love interests and just make them, like, friends. And I would have liked this series at least, like, 0.5 more.
All I can say is if there's more entangling and more love interest, this would literally be Nagino's love triangle.
No, I just said, like, me and Dawson keep saying, we'd prefer if they weren't love interests, if they just removed that, and it was just them being
I'm
friends.
just saying that it's, like, not as bad as some of the stuff we've seen before.
I know it's not as bad.
Sometimes I like a good, messy, drama-filled environment, but this was not the show for that.
Unlike White Album 2, which is, yeah.
Well, that's just two characters, and they're just fucking up.
That's just messy. That's just really messy.
I read a manga recently, actually, that I'm going to compare to White Album 2
I can't wait for
we'll
that.
Get to that later.
We'll get to that in your manga corner.
Yeah, honestly... I felt like they focused on the main two so much because the main two were the best characters and everyone else just kind of eh.
Yeah.
I fucking hated the sister character.
Oh, she was god-awful.
She was such a bitch.
She had no redeeming factors. No redeeming personality points. Like,
worst big sister ever.
She was terrible. I'm
she
sorry.
comes in and just steals his money and leaves.
Yeah.
She, like, tortures him a bit, steals his money, goes drinking with her friends, and then leaves.
Leaves him to pay the damages.
It was so...
There's no redeeming qualities of that character.
She has zero.
She's such a bitch.
It's just, why? Why was she there? Why was she like that?
Well, they had to explain, like, why he was so strong, and
but they didn't have to do
like,
it that way. They didn't have to make her, like, completely, like, irredeemable. Like, she could have went down the, like... tough, likable sister path that, like, I could...
Well, okay. Back as a kid, she was redeemable. But her life kind of went down the shitter. But, to be fair, we know a lot of people like that.
It's true. That happens to some people.
But, I don't know. I liked how they sort of explained his powers. She's like, oh, I just made him... Or his powers. His
power.
Strength.
She has power.
She made him go through, like, boot camp for half his life. To stop bullying.
Yeah.
Bullies and shit. Which was, It was okay.
He's a delinquent with a heart of gold, but I was like, his delinquentness is very little delinquentness, and it's just that, this rumor came up, and then, like...
No, but he also, like, he sleeps through class, he's always fighting, it's like, normal delinquent stuff.
Yeah, but it's just, like, it's, like...
Do you really want them to make, like, a shitty...
It seemed like a lot like the MC from School Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
No, because that guy at least is, like, a legitimate, like, delinquent.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't have a heart of gold. He just is in love with a girl. Like, that's the only difference.
Also what I thought was great was when he dresses up...
No, that's the better character. So the sister from School Rumble is a 10 times better sister character in that respect.
We already agreed that the sister's shit.
We all know the sister's terrible.
No, I love when he actually dresses up as a real delinquent kind of character. Like, he puts on the wig and, like, throws a mustache and stuff. And they actually, if you got the subs that I had, they started messing up his words and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, too.
It was pretty great. I enjoyed that one. I felt like that was, like, definitely, like, a poke at delinquent stuff. It's like, why do your characters always look so weird and silly and shit?
One thing I would have wanted to see that they didn't do is after they had... What's it called? His friend who's really into figures... After they set him up...
His friend.
Quote-unquote friend, yes. After they set him up with the girl who looks like...
his figure?
His figure, but actually turns out she's, like, super...
A delinquent?
Super delinquent.
She's like the girls from the first episode.
Yeah, who, like, beat people up and stuff. She beats the main dude up. But I wanted to just, throughout the rest of the series, like, once an episode... just see her chasing him around in the background. Just, like, run across the scene with, like, him running and her behind it. Because that's just a little bit of attention to detail that would make
That's a bucket to test joke.
Yeah. You just throw your jokes in the background, didn't it?
Yeah,
That's the
like,
best.
This really did seem like a low budget production to me, though. Like, there wasn't. Okay, I'm not trying to like excuse all this stuff. I'm just trying to explain like the reason.
They were throwing all their budget at Naruto and Bleach, which were airing right at
This really seemed low budget. Like,
yeah, I feel like it was their B team working on it.
They just had to get
not
this
even
shit
their
out of the
B
way.
team. Okay, their A team was working on Bleach, their B team was working on Naruto, and their C team was probably working on everything else. So it was probably their D or E team.
Yeah.
Like, because again, that animation quality,
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I mean, I didn't like it, but I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't feel like I missed anything from the show.
Yeah, no,
I don't think they did anything in it that would have really benefited from better animation. So I don't know.
Let's see. So their A team was working on. Oh, okay. Bleach didn't come out until post Midori Days, but I think their A team was still working on Bleach, getting it set up for that season, for the next season. Naruto was being worked on by their B team. Their C team was probably working on these animes called Sayuki Reload Gunlock,
Okay,
Detective
these
School
could
Q.
be really bad though.
Ease otherwise.
I've never seen these, but they sound worse than this in my opinion. Just from names alone. I don't judge a book by its cover.
No,
but...
honestly, as I started reading them off, I started agreeing with you.
Yeah, speaking of bad things, let's talk about the Dream episode.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was a real thing.
Yeah, okay. So they have this cool idea of let's have them switch places. That was a good idea.
They're linked by like soul or something like that, you know.
So let's have her be the big person and him be her right hand.
And oh my god, he's a useless right hand.
Which, yeah.
He is a terrible right hand.
If they would have actually done that for an episode and added some, like, character progress, like, either romantic...
To be fair, they were sharing that dream. So
no,
they
didn't.
they
weren't sharing that dream. Both of them had separate dreams that happened to be about the same subject.
Yeah, okay, that was really weird, though.
Oh, is that why they cut off?
They never explained it.
Oh my god, that makes so much sense
It
now.
was so badly
I wonder why
done.
it skipped back like that. I was like, why the fuck did it skip back?
It would go, 5 minutes into the episode... and then skip back and do the same scene over, completely different, because it's the other person's dream?
You didn't realize it?
No!
Which could have been clever.
The first dream was Saramura, because he's the one who wakes up. And then he's the one who goes, what the hell's going on? And then the second dream is Midori's, because she's the one who wakes up.
Yeah. They were switching back and forth between the two dreams the whole episode. God. And they could have made that...
a lot clearer.
Okay, either... What I think they should have done is either made that a lot clearer...
Have a yellow tint on one and a green tint on the other.
I don't know. They could have done, a weird transition or something. It just... The way they did it didn't make any sense. It didn't stand out.
It's confusing because I thought the video was messed up and it was just skipping around.
Yeah, and before I realized that, halfway through, with the skipping and everything, I realized I was like, oh... This is a dream. Okay, and they're skipping back and forth around this dream. They should have made that a little more clear. I mean, I know they wanted to hide the fact that this was a dream, but if they wanted to do that...
This looks like more of an A-team production.
Yeah. Picture from the one of the other animes that looks decent. What was I saying? But, yeah, it was pretty bad. I wish they would have actually done something with it instead of made it a dream. Yeah. And especially giving both of them a separate dream. They either should have made it more obvious, or they should have just done one... if they wanted to keep it a surprise that it was a dream...
One continuous thing.
They should have only done one continuous dream.
Just have the same dream. They're part of... I was actually kind of disappointed they couldn't just telepathically talk.
He wanted them to be able to just, be connected.
She just sends some brain signals through his arm, you know?
Yeah. That would be cool.
No, you gotta... I was about to say, how was she as an arm? How was that working?
Are you seriously gonna question that?
And I decided not to question that.
Did she have a vagina down there?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she did, because he had a dick, right? I mean, that was only in the dream, but... Remember, he, his shirt falls hands down, and she's like, oh my god! She shakes her hand away.
I'm really glad they didn't show where they joined, because that would be fucking gross.
To see this little,
That's the one reborn shit, right?
Yeah.
I think my main thing was I felt like I'd rather be watching like GTO or like.
You should have finished GTO. I don't know. GTO drags for some episodes, man. You think this thing drags for a few episodes?
Well, GTO is a 40-episode anime.
Wait till you're like between arcs.
GTO is a 40-episode anime comparative to a 12-episode anime, and this drags as a 12-episode anime, which shouldn't be a dragging thing if it's a 12-episode anime. Like, I would understand if it was a longer anime and it would drag more, but this had no excuse.
Yeah, it was also an older brand of anime humor. And, like, as the show kind of feels old in the way it looks, also in their dialogue, in their voice actors, in their,
It was very nostalgic, honestly.
For you.
Yeah, I didn't watch anime when I was younger, besides Digimon, and I didn't watch stuff that was that old either.
You watched, like, Love Hina. How
I felt like nostalgic? I feel like that animation was a lot better than that. Yes.
You are nostalgia blind, then, my friends.
I don't know. Let's watch them side by side.
You guys can do that after this, and I don't have to be around for that.
No, we're tying you to the chair.
Nope, I am not.
Next week, Andrew makes us watch Love Hina.
No, I'm never gonna do that because then it would lose all Dawson's respect for Ken Akamatsu.
I know. I built up so much nice things. So many nice things to say about him because of Yuki Holder and Negima.
Remember when Ken Akamatsu Deus Ex Machina is one of his own movies?
The thing is, it's like you could only with Ken Akamatsu you can only go forward unless you're at Yuki Holder and Negima. You can never go backwards. Like I can't go read like his manga about a robot.
Like it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, exactly. Because he improves.
It's gonna be bad.
He improves as he goes along.
There's a reason I'll never read Love Hina.
There's a reason why he stopped. He stopped and ended Love Hina. That's also because it hit a story point. But
yeah, indeed. Yeah,
the tangents.
I feel like I've said everything I have to say about this show.
Say about this. This thing played it safe in so many areas, which is weird, given the
subject matter.
Yes. Weird ass subject matter.
Basically, interesting concept. Some of the gags were good.
There were some dark jokes.
It was really slow,
which I enjoyed.
Honestly, I like it. I'm probably gonna go a day from now and go, oh shit, I watched that yesterday.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. It's not anything notable that I've ever watched. Like the things that we've watched here are at least notable. Like I at least can bitch about like White Album 2 and like Nagino Asakura and like I could like talk about Sandflam and how that's notable and like Higurashi. Like the only other one that was
final verdict, it wasn't torturous.
The only other thing that I watched that we've done for this that like I could even like compare it to is like Demon King Daimyo of like I totally forget that I watched that.
It was weird as fuck, but I'm gonna forget it.
I feel like Demon King Daimyo, at least I laughed a bit more and at least jumped a shark towards the end.
Oh, it jumped it hard.
Granted, I would love to see him marry all those characters, what happens in the manga. Like, I'm really curious how that actually comes about, but I do not like any of those characters enough to go read it. It's like this manga. I was like, it's short now.
Not gonna read it.
Yeah, I wouldn't read it either. I just found the show cute.
I thought you were debating on reading it.
This? No.
Yeah. Oh, were you just talking about...
Dude, I don't read manga, remember?
Oh, well,
we had this argument.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna go read My Hero Academia, though.
Mm-hmm. When I have time.
Someday.
Alright, well...
Yeah.
Let's cut this nice and short.
Yeah, this might be one of our shorter discussion sections because...
Yeah, rightfully so.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is...
there's not enough to talk about it.
Next week might be interesting. What is this? My Serial Experiment Lane?
My Serial Experiment...
It's not a light novel.
Serial Experiments Lane.
Yeah. Hey, I've heard good things about Serial Experiments Lane.
Yeah, it's like Kikkai Sensen. We heard some good things going in, so hopefully...
it's been on my plan to watch list for quite a while. I probably wasn't ever going to get around to it, but now I will.